So today I want to show you a clip of Ed Miliband, the former Labour leader and now the Energy Secretary, talking about how he is proud to close the last coal plant in the country, which has been operating for 150 years, and also how we're going to spend 20 billion pound on carbon capture at the same time as claiming we've got to take the fuel allowance off pensioners, which only saves £1 billion. Please take a look at this clip.
So since we came to office, Kate, we have overturned the ban on onshore wind in England. We've granted more solar in less than 3 months than the Conservatives did in 14 years and had the most successful renewable auction in British history. But today's announcement is crucial. And, let me explain why. On Monday, the last coal-fired power station in Britain closed after 142 years. And people are asking, where's the good jobs of the future going to come from? The answer is today we're launching a new era, a new industry, carbon capture. And this reason this is so important is for industries like cement, for example, if they're going to carry on, if they're going to survive, there's got to be a way either for the carbon to carry on being released into the atmosphere, the carbon dioxide that they produce, but that's bad for climate change, or it's got to be buried and stored underground. And that's what we are making possible today.
The problem is we're only talking about 0.02% of global CO2 emissions. Even if this works and is up and running, will be captured. So I think that's a concern, because you're pledging 22 billion for this part of the project, and people are saying that's a lot of money to spend on solving 0.02% of the problem.
I don't see it that way, Kate. Look, we're building the future here because what we're doing is we're building two transport and storage networks. We're making that possible. That's, if you like, the railways for carbon.
So there we see why I think Ed Miliband is one of the most dangerous people in the country. He actually seems like he believes what he's saying, that it would be a good idea to shut down the last coal plant in the United Kingdom that's been operating for over 150 years. And then he goes on to claim that the only way the steel industry, which, let's be honest, we know that they will shut down as well eventually. The only way to keep the steel industry alive is by capturing the carbon that is created through making steel. But in order to do this, Ed Miliband is going to spend £20 billion out of our budget in order to capture less than 1% of the world's used carbon. So the United Kingdom only uses well less than 1% of CO2 emissions globally, but yet we're still going to spend £20 billion trying to capture this carbon that goes into the atmosphere. And I'm not going to get into whether how bad or not bad the carbon is, because I'm not a scientist. But what I can say is that spending £20 billion at the same time as taking £1 billion off pensioners trying to heat their homes up, stopping drilling for oil and gas, shutting down coal plants, is going to make prices rocket. At the same time, we have so much going wrong in this country that they can pluck up £20 billion for a vanity project. A project that all it does is make us look good to other Western and European countries to say, look what we're doing for the environment, when it will make absolutely no impact whatsoever, even if CO2 emissions, carbon dioxide, is in fact warming up the planet. Because less than 1%, when you compare that to countries like China, Russia, the United States of America, is absolutely nothing. And we still are going to import fossil fuels, but we're going to do that from other parts of the world, which means that the CO2 emissions cars will be from their countries, not ours. Now, at one time, the United Kingdom dug for coal, we drilled for oil and gas, and we sold that around the world. And we actually made money, we actually built growth within our country, and we provided cheap gas and electric for our residents here in the United Kingdom. But this government is going to bankrupt the country and send oil and gas prices, electric prices, absolutely soaring through the sky. Even the government itself says that it will take 5 years of prices going up before we see any benefit. Now, most people believe that it will be 10 to 20 years if we ever see energy prices go down. But bear this in mind, if we have 10 years of energy prices going up, if they do ever fall, they will still be well above what people are already struggling to pay as we speak today. But please let me know your thoughts. What do you think about the Energy Secretary finding £20 billion to carbon capture when people are struggling all around the country? Surely it would make more sense to use some of the fossil fuels, use some of that £20 billion to help people like pensioners and people on low incomes be able to afford the gas and electric. And what do you also think of claiming on one hand that there's a £22 billion black hole, although the Labour Party caused 11 billion of that by giving pay rises to junior doctors and train drivers, trying to save £1 billion by taking it off the pensioners' winter fuel payment, saying that's how much trouble we're in, but then they can suddenly find £20 billion for this project when the country is in the state it's in. Thank you all for watching, and can I please ask you to please like, share and especially subscribe to this channel so we can try and get an alternative view out to more and more people. Thank you very much.